Welcome to Time of Death. This video is for informational purposes and in no way meant to glorify or condone violence. In today's video, we'll be discussing the murder of Anthony Gumaro Huerta. Huerta was shot and killed on July 30th, 2009 in the 150-100 block of Lime Avenue in East Compton, according to LA County coroner records. Kaylin Calderon, Eduardo Mercado, and Giovanni Ibarra were subsequently arrested and charged with the murder. The following is the evidence at trial. In the early evening of July 30th, 2009, brothers Anthony and Jesse and their cousin Jose were gathered in the small front yard of their neighbor Hardin's home on Lime Avenue in the East Rancho Dominguez neighborhood, smoking marijuana and talking. Jesse's girlfriend, Palomino, was visiting the Huerta's grandmother 2 doors away. A few minutes before 9 p.m., Anthony and Jesse's younger brother, Eddie, called them to watch out for a car cruising along Lime Avenue near Compton Boulevard. The men looked up but didn't see the car and resumed talking. Palomino, standing in front of the Huerta home, saw a gray or silver Chrysler 300 sedan pass, make a U-turn at the end of the block, and then head back toward the Hardin home. She began walking toward the group but was still approximately 25 feet away when the car stopped at the curb in front of the Hardin home, and a young Hispanic man came out of the right rear passenger door holding a gun. Pointing the gun at the Huertas and Hardin, he asked where they were from. Palomino also saw a passenger in the front seat lean out the car with his arm extended. Although Jesse yelled out that he didn't bang, the first gunman called out, "This is 70s," and began shooting. Palomino saw someone struck by gunfire fall to the ground. She screamed and pounded on the nearby car in an attempt to distract the shooter. As the shooting began, Hardin dove off the porch and climbed over a fence to the backyard. Jose, who was sitting in a low wall along the driveway less than 10 feet away from the shooter, pushed backward over the wall and as he fell, was struck by a bullet fragment in the buttock. He scrambled behind the van in a neighboring driveway. Although he could not see the person who had fallen on the ground, he saw the shooter walk toward the victim and heard an additional round fired before the hammer struck repeatedly on an empty chamber. Jose also saw a second man leaning from the front passenger seat of the car with a gun and heard shots from a second louder gun. Large caliber bullet holes were found in the front wall of the house and a living room wall, and a spent bullet was found in the bedroom closet. Palomino identified Ibarra as the shooter from a photographic lineup shown to her by Deputy Cooper. She described the shooter as tall, thin, 18 to 19 years old, short hair but not shaved, with a mustache trimmed to his chin, wearing a sleeveless tank top and black cutoff shorts. She didn't see any tattoos. The front passenger had a facial tattoo, and the driver had blonde streaks in her hair. Soon after, during a car wash to raise funds for Anthony's burial, Palomino saw the driver, later identified as Kaylin Calderon, drive by and laugh at the volunteer holding a sign. Palomino saw her again the day of Anthony's funeral. In October 2009, based on talking the neighborhood, Palomino and Jose gave Deputy Cooper the street names of Sweets for the driver, Spike for the shooter, and Pato for a third person involved in the shooting, all members of the Compton Barrio 70s. Reviewing the same photographic lineup he had been shown earlier, Jose identified Ibarra as Spike and told Cooper he remembered seeing Ibarra 7 to 8 times in the neighborhood before the date of the shooting, showing a lineup of 6 women, including 2 with blonde highlights. Jose and Palomino each identified a photograph of Calderon as the driver. Cooper then constructed a photographic lineup for the front seat passenger, using photographs of men with facial tattoos, including Mercado, who has a tattoo on his cheek and the word "setentas" written in cursive letters on his forehead along the hairline. Palomino identified Mercado as the front seat passenger and told Cooper she had seen him in the same Chrysler since the shooting, but it now had bullet holes on the side. Jose was unable to identify Mercado. LA County Sheriff Deputy Joseph Subner testified as an expert on local criminal street gangs. According to Subner, the CV70s is the second largest gang in Compton with a membership of approximately 350 to 400. Lime Avenue, where the shooting occurred, was claimed by Compton Barrio Segundo, a rival of the CV70s. Following the trial, Ibarra and Mercado were convicted on all 4 counts, including a gun and gang enhancement. Kaylin Calderon was acquitted on all counts. Ibarra was sentenced to state prison for a term of 160 years to life. Mercado was sentenced to prison for a term of 70 years to life. Anthony Gumaro Huerta was 25 years old at the time of death.